Hi everyone, this is Tanya from Flying Dog Studio. Thank you so much for joining me as I work on a loose watercolor painting in Winsor & Newton watercolors for my sketchbook series, and this is entry number 6. If you missed numbers 1 through 5, I will link that down below for you. You can check that out. This particular video was more of an art therapy for me. I was having a really hard day and I decided I just wanted to do some painting. So I didn't draw anything out, as I have not done in this book. I wanted to paint some flowers, and I thought I would do this as a study of a Beatrix Potter style that I wanted to do for my postcard series. So that's a new series that I've started, and I'll link that down below as well, as you know I will. And check that out because these flowers look different in each picture. This is not the same flower that I did for the Beatrix Potter series. This was at a different angle. I took this picture last year, and as I said in those videos of the postcards, this did not come back as we thought it was supposed to. So we don't have these flowers this year in our garden, which I'm sad because they were pretty little flowers, but they are like a mass of purple. So just so many different shades of purple. So we're starting with more of a red violet, and I'm just going to be tapping the colors in. And since this was not a video that I was planning on actually sharing, it was more of a get me through the day kind of thing, I thought I would just put it up, put some music behind it. I'll put the colors up on the screen. As you can see now, I'm using some Payne's Gray to go with the blue and the red. And the blue is ultramarine, and the red is alizarin crimson, and then you have the Winsor yellow on there. So those were my primary colors that I'm using. Again, I haven't planned anything out on this, absolutely nothing. But throughout my life, whenever I have had a hard day or things are not going quite right, if I pick up my paintbrush and I use the gift that God has given me of art, then I can usually pull myself out of whatever funk that I am in. And that is exactly what happened here, because I painted it. I painted all my frustrations out. And then by the end of the day, I felt much better. So I'm not doing an underpainting on this. I am simply going in straight with colors and dabbing them on, thinking more like an Impressionist painter. So that's what you're going to see here. I'm going to hop off, and you can watch me work out my frustrations in my sketchbook, and I'll hop back on in just a minute. are a watercolor artist and you're watching this, I'm certain by now you went, she's broken all of the rules. I tend to do that, especially when I'm just wanting to do things my way and not worry about any rules or anything to hold me back. But you can add colors in that are brighter with watercolors, and when you do the layering or glazing, as some artists call it, you can put those light colors on top. It just depends on how dark your colors are down below. So a few more strokes and I will be much happier in my day. This was actually about a week ago because I have since done the postcard version of this, and like I said, I will link that down below. I posted that before I posted this one, so you can take a look at that and you can see what the flowers look like when there's just one stem of them coming down. There's several of them all together, so I plucked one out for that picture and did that flower instead, and it was at a different angle. So thank you so much for joining me. I hope that you enjoyed my frustration painting, and I hope that when you are feeling down that you will pick up a paintbrush or a pencil and just draw out that frustration. I think God gives us these things in life to help us through, and I know what He has given me, the gift of art, has certainly done that for me. So thank you again for joining me. I hope you will tune in to some of my other videos that are already out there. And until then, I will see you in the next one.